Brought to you by Lord Carnage and the best of classic game room.
Enemy destroyed.
Thank you very much.
That sound never gets old. It's Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Zeon on the PlayStation 2 from 2001.
Almost finished. Mission complete.
Based on the classic anime, many of you watch it. You know, I never found a great entry point into Gundam until I started reading the manga, which I'll show you here. It's a great book. By now, Gundam spans... I have no idea how many anime series and books and video games, but there's a whole lot of it. And I've heard mixed opinions about this game, which is a pretty early action game on the PlayStation 2, and it looks and feels like it, but there's a lot to like. Starting with the music. Love the music. I'm assuming that's from the anime, I don't know, but it's good though. I love the disco influence.
What are you doing? If you take any more hits, we're finished!
What I'm trying to do is figure out these controls. They're a bit antiquated, but once you get used to them, Gundam Federation vs. Zeon is an enjoyable PS2 game. It's really cheap to collect these days as well. Assuming, of course, you like destroying things with giant robots as much as I do. Did you know that? I like destroying things with giant robots like it's a surprise. Mark likes disco and robots? No way. It's true. I also like the sound. What is that? Does this game have Voltron? It should. Beyond the bare-bones menus, we get some gameplay options, including arcade mode versus and campaign. What we're looking at here is the arcade mode, where you're trying to get through as many enemies as quickly as possible. And the campaign mode is where you choose a side and play through the storyline. There's land scenes and space scenes, and while the gameplay is not as good as something like Ace, Another Century's episode, which I just reviewed, it's still entertaining, even if it feels a bit rough around the edges, this being an earlier PS2 release and all. You can't just rotate the camera around you like you can in a lot of modern action games. Instead, you can easily lock onto enemies and shoot them with your equipped weapon, or try to stab them with a laser sword, in the head, preferably. Although I kinda like this guy with the tank treads, which reminds me of one of those like nameless, faceless background characters in Robotech that would get destroyed when Rick was wasting time flirting with Min-May. My bad, should I have been doing something? You know, I've seen a lot of Robotech and Macross and other anime and stuff, but where do you start with Gundam? Seriously, I'm asking, I don't actually know. I have played a couple Gundam games by now over the years. One of the fighting games was really good. My favorite has got to be the Gundam Dynasty Warriors mashup. Because, well, I mean, who doesn't love Dynasty Warriors? Did they ever make a Gundam kart racing game yet? They should. Everything needs a kart racing game. And guess what? I have a giant mobile suit-sized shout-out and thank you to send to Nate from Long Beach, California, who sent Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Zeon to the show, along with a real Gundam. They're way smaller in person than I thought they were. And they require assembly? Seriously? How effective can these things be in combat when they don't even build themselves? I'm currently playing my way through the Bad Guy campaign, and I was all set to record the line, this game costs only a couple bucks online, and until I just searched for it, and sure enough, it actually holds its value. This one's kind of pricey. I haven't played enough of the other Gundam games to compare it, but it is a decent action game. I'm not sure it's worth 70 or 80 bucks though. In fact, I probably would not recommend paying that much for it, unless you're like Gundam superfan number 1. I do have plans to build the robot Nate, thank you for sending that, and then he'll fight RoboCop to the death. Don't forget there's a 2-player mode in here which I didn't get a chance to play, but it's there. Invite a friend, play Gundam.
Sure!
Enjoy the campaign and rock out to the incredible music. It's Mobile Suit Gundam Federation versus RoboCop. Wait, oh, Zeon, sorry. They need to make that game. Stay out of trouble. The best of Classic Game Room is on DVD, Blu-ray, and Laser Hypervision album set.